Good evening, everyone. Christine here at the craft table. Thought I would catch you up on what I've been working on. First up is the Summer Cal squares from Judy's Summer Cal of 2024 that I purchased the hot pink yarn for to do the joining and the border. So I have started doing a 2-row single crochet border around every square. And that's how much I have done so far. Well, one more whose ends are being woven in. So 16 squares to go. And then I'm pretty sure I'm just going to do the ladder stitch to join them, because at that point I might be running low on pink yarn and I don't want to have to buy another skein. So we'll see how that goes. But happy with that progress and to finally be making some headway on this blanket that has been sitting around for a number of months. Okay, next up, I have done nothing with this, but I did make a decision. This is the square I showed you last week. I actually figured out though that I can enter this in Kathy's crochet along. Kathy W, Yarn with Heart. She does a monthly crochet along. It's called Something New, and you do a new technique, a new pattern, a new yarn, something new to you. And then she gives you the color options to use for that month. And this month it is actually a neutral color, cream or white. And then we can combine it with another color if we want. So, ta-da! Yeah, this will be perfect. So I will probably send Kathy a picture of that. Or I will make a new one of this in all the ivory. What I decided to do is use a bigger hook. I'd like a little more drape in the blanket when I put it all together. So this is beautiful, but I'm just going to go up probably, I think I can't even remember at the moment what I used. It might have been I used whatever she told me to use here. I think it was a 3 1/4. Yeah, I used a 3 1/4 hook, so I'll probably go up to like a 4 or 4 1/2 and see how that works up. So still loving the pattern and still going to move forward on it, but I'm basically starting over. So stay tuned for that, and I'll keep you updated on the progress. 2 blankets. Next is a project I just could not help myself. For some reason, I got it in my head that I had to use this yarn. I received this yarn in a mystery box from J Hook Crochet. I don't know, middle of last year, late last year. And it was something that I would never purchase myself, and I had no idea what I was going to do with it. But then I just started thinking, I want to see how this yarn works out, or works up. This is what it looks like when it came to me. And they are skeins of 300 yards each. I have 5 of them. It's called Darn Good Yarn Peekaboo Lace Weight Silk Yarn. It is a recycled 100% silk. And I thought it was going to be a self-striping yarn. Well, come to find out, it's more of a variegated. That's my rolled up first skein. But when you start working it up, the colors change like every couple stitches, sometimes one stitch. So this is what I am working up with this yarn. So I was real excited to do something lacy, and the color is called Fluorescent Hues. I haven't checked if it really is fluorescent, but as you can see, it's all these beautiful bright colors, and I'm not doing it justice with all the colors behind me. Isn't that pretty? So this is a pattern by Olga Poltava, lacy silk, or I think she called it lacy superfine scarf. She was using a 1 weight, and this is a 0 weight actually. So I have adjusted my hook size. This is actually the 3rd pattern that I try with this yarn. I've been all over the place with it. I have 1,500 yards, so at first I was thinking I want to use up the whole 1,500 yards, make a, you know, a nice big shawl or something like that. And then I started on a shawl pattern, and I thought, oh my goodness, even with this pretty yarn, I'm going to get bored. It was such an easy stitch pattern. I didn't want to get a complicated stitch pattern because this yarn is going to shine all by itself. I don't want to use a really complicated stitch pattern because it doesn't need it. It's going to be gorgeous as it is. So then I went to, I think I started 2 shawls. Anyway, I finally decided I don't have to use it all in one project. So I went with this lacy scarf, and it should use, I think she said about 700 yards. So maybe half of what I have. And then I'll just find another scarf or maybe a hat to match. Haven't gotten that far, but this is fun to work with. And this pattern is fun. It's not super complicated, but it's not a 1-row repeat either. So I'm having fun with this. I think it's a 4-row repeat, 3 or 4 rows. Anyhow, I am having fun with that. And I thought I'd share this. I was going to demonstrate it one day, but I thought, no, I think I saw somebody already did a video demonstrating it, but I don't have a ball winder or you know, to change this from a hank to a ball. And those of you who work with these fine yarns, fine in 2 respects. They're natural fibers and they're very fine. They tend to stick to each other so easily. So yeah, it's a challenge of winding this by hand. But what I discovered is if I take the hank and, you know, flatten it out as much as I can, and of course untie it, and drape it around my chair with the blanket on top of the chair so it grips it nicely. And then I spin my chair. And I use the toilet paper roll method, you know, where you use an empty toilet paper roll. There's a video on it to show you how to wind up your own yarn. But I thought that was ingenious. And it works. So I don't think I'm gonna, my chair doesn't, you know, change heights as you spin it or anything. So hopefully I won't wear it out using it as a ball winder. Yeah, that is my workaround. It works really well, I gotta tell you. Okay, last thing is my fail. And this, I was just beside myself trying to figure out what I was doing wrong. I decided to do one of the little creatures in here. And, you know, they're easy, two page patterns. I thought I can crank this out in less than a day because it looked so easy. Well, I got to work and I decided to make this turtle. Okay, looks easy enough, right? Well, this is the bottom, okay? And I thought, well, it's looking kind of deep. And then I made the top, and I'm thinking, okay, he's looking more like a hermit crab than a turtle. But I kept staring at the directions, and I was doing exactly what it said. Well, this just isn't right. But did I quit? No, I persisted on to make the head. And this is when I really decided I needed to figure out what was going on. This is my head. Okay, hers, if you noticed, is a lot rounder. I said, no, something's wrong. Well, sure enough, it says DC, double crochet, right? I neglected to notice in the notes at the very beginning of the book that she was using UK terms. Yes. So me, smarty pants, thinking I knew it all and I could just dive into the pattern, made all of these with double crochet when they should have been single crochet and probably half the size. So yeah, fail. So this is in timeout because I'm punishing the project. I will get back to it, but it was a humbling experience. So if you get a pattern book, check out, you'd think that on the pattern itself she would have said UK terms, but no, there's one note like on page 3 or something that says the patterns are in UK terms. I know I should have checked out those first few pages, but I was trying to be a know-it-all after all of 4 years crocheting and probably only a year using patterns. Anyway, so hopefully you will see a much more normal looking turtle soon. And that's all I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed my catch up, and hopefully I will talk to you next week. Thanks.